Good morning, students. Today we will read chapter number 3, The Black Spot, which is written by R.L. Stevenson, who was a Scottish novelist. And this story, The Black Spot, is not a full story in itself. It is just an extract taken from a novel. Now let we start reading. My poor father died quite suddenly that evening, which put all other matters on one side. Here, the narrator is telling about the death of his father. He is saying that when his father died that evening, he has no any other thing to talk about. Our natural distress, the visits of the neighbors. At that time, he was very sad. Neighbors were coming because of his father's death, the arranging of the funeral, and he was busy in making the arrangements for his father's funeral and all the work of the inn where he was working that has to be carried out on in the meanwhile kept me so busy that I scarcely had time to think of the captain, far less to be afraid of him. So he is saying that at that time I was so much busy because people were coming because of my father's death, and I was busy for making the arrangements of my father's funeral. That's why I was not having the time to think about the captain. And who is the captain? It is not described. As I have told you, this is an extract. So the captain is belonged to that ship in which ship the narrator was working. He got downstairs next morning and had his meal as usual. He is used here for the captain. Next morning he came downstairs and he started taking his food as he was taking usually. Though he ate little, captain was not eating much. Singing was his favorite pastime. So his hobby was singing. No one dared to cross him when he burst into a song. Cross him means nobody was having dared to stop him when he was singing. On the night before the funeral, he was singing his ugly old sea songs. Ugly old sea song means without any rhythm. So the narrator is telling here captain was singing song which was without any rhythm, and his songs were about the sea. It was shocking to hear those songs. So everybody was shocked to hear these type of songs without rhythm. But he had grown very weak after the stroke and nobody messed with him. So the narrator is saying captain was very weak because of the stroke. Stroke meaning is told here, an illness when a blood vessel in the brain burst. That's why nobody was having dare or nobody wants to quarrel with him. We were all in the fear of death for him. So narrator is saying everybody was in fear that he is not feeling well, he may die anytime. And the doctor was suddenly taken up with a case many miles away, and the doctor was many miles away. The captain continued to grow weaker because of his illness. The captain was becoming weak and weak day by day. He clambered up and down stairs. Sometimes he climbed up the stairs, walked to the parlor and back again. Means he was in the situation where nobody is able to think what is to be done or what is not to be done. And sometimes put his nose out of doors to smell the sea. Means sometimes he do unusual things, holding on to the walls for sport. Sometimes he sports the walls. He holds the wall to sport as he went, and breathing hard. Sometimes he was not able to take breath properly, and fast like a man on a steep mountain. So means all these things were unusual because he was not in a good situation. He never particularly addressed me. Narrator is saying the captain never addressed him particularly. His temper was more flighty and more violent than ever. So nowadays means during those days when he was not well, his temper was becoming very violent. Now he drew his cutlass very alarmingly. Cutlass means sword. He took out his sword and kept it bare. Bare means he take out the he take out his sword from its cover, and it before him on the table, and he kept that sword on his table. But with all that, he minded people less. While doing these things, he was not thinking something about the people, and seemed shut up in his own thoughts, and he was busy in his thoughts, but rather wandering. And sometimes he was wandering means roaming here and there. Once, for instance, to our extreme wonder, one day something surprising happened. He piped up to a different air. He piped up. He was thinking something about different things, a kind of country love song. He was thinking about the country love song that must have learned in his youth. Maybe he has learned that song in his youth before he had begun to follow the sea. Before he has learned that song before his sea job, before his captain's job. So things passed until the day after the funeral, and about 3 o'clock of a bitter, foggy, frosty afternoon. Now the narrator is telling the day after incident after his father's funeral. At 3 o'clock of bitter, foggy, frosty afternoon, it was 3 o'clock. I was standing at the door for a moment. The narrator was standing at the door, full of sad thoughts about my father. I was thinking about my father when I saw someone drawing slowly near along the road. When I saw that somebody was coming, he was plainly blind. The person who was coming, he was blind. For he tapped before him. The person came before the narrator with a stick. The person was having stick in his hand because he was blind, and wore a great green shade over his eyes and nose, and he was wearing a green shade. And he was hunched. Hunched means he was bent because like somebody bent because of the age or the weakness, as if with age or weakness, and wore a huge old tattered sea cloak. Tattered means old and torn. He was wearing old and tattered torn clothes. Sea cloak means loose garment with a hood that made him appear positively deformed. Deformed means ugly. Means he was in such type of clothes that were making his appearance bad. I never saw in my life a more dreadful looking figure. So the narrator is saying, I have never seen such a frightful person in my life. He stopped a little away from the inn. The person stopped away, some away from the inn, and raising his voice in an odd sing-song addressed the air in front of him. So the person stood some away from the inn, and he started singing a song like he was addressing in the air to someone, and in his address he was saying, will any kind friend inform a poor blind man. He was saying himself a blind man, and he was saying, is here any kind person who can help me, who has lost precious sight of his eyes in the gracious defense of his native country. Now he is telling, means the blind person is telling about himself. He is saying, I have lost my precious valuable eyesight to save my country England, and God bless King George. And now he is blessing the king named George. Where or in what part of this country he maybe. He is saying he don't know where is the king. You are at the Admiral Bamboo, Black Hill Cove. My good man, said I. I is here narrator. So narrator told to the blind man that he was in Admiral Hill Cove. I hear a voice, said he. After hearing narrator's voice, the blind person said, I have heard a voice, a young voice, and the voice which I have heard, that is very young. Will you give me your hand? And he said that, and he is asking to the boy to give him his hand. My kind young friend, and lead me in. Now he is asking to the boy, would you like to give me your hand and help me? I held out my hand, and the horrible, soft spoken, eyeless creature gripped it in a moment like a vice. So the narrator is saying I gave my hand to that person and he held my hand tightly within a minute. I was so much startled, so the narrator became very much surprised that I struggled to withdraw. Withdraw means taken out. The narrator tried to take out his hand from the blind person, but the blind man pulled me close up to him. But the blind person took the boy's hand so tightly with a single action of his arm. Now, boy, he said, take me into the captain. So he said to the boy to take him to the captain. From these lines, it is visible that if the blind person already knows the captain. Sir, said I, upon my word I dare not, means I am not having dare. Oh, it sneered. He laughed in a silly way. That's it. Take me in straight or I will break your arm. Now he is threatening the boy's narrator, that you have to take me to the captain, otherwise I will break your arm. And he gave it, as he spoke, a wrench that made me cry out. The narrator is saying, as the blind man was saying, take me to the captain, otherwise I will break your arm. And he did also. He gave a wrench. Wrench means a turn, a twist. He gave a twist to my arm and I was crying. Sir, said I, it is for yourself, I means it is for you. The captain is not what he used to be. So the narrator is telling to the blind person about the captain, that captain is not what he used to be, means captain is not like that as he was. He sits with a drawn cutlass. Another gentleman. He sits with a drawn cutlass, means as in the previous lines we have read that captain opened his sword and he had put that sword on his table in front of him. The same thing the narrator is telling to the blind person. Come, now march. March means let we go. He interrupted. He is not interested to listen the narrators. He is not interested to listen to the narrator. Instead, he say him to take to the captain. And I never heard a voice so cruel. Narrator is saying I have never heard such an unkind voice in my life. It was a cold and ugly as that blind man's. It cowed me more than the pain, and I began to obey him at once. Cowed means make me frightened, that I was agreed to help that person. Walking straight in at the door and towards the parlor, so he started walking towards the parlor, where our sick old captain was sitting. The blind man clung close to me. Clung close to means came close to me, holding me in one iron fist. Iron fist he has used for his tight hold, and leaning almost more of his weight on me than I could carry. So the writer is telling here that the blind person put his much weight on the boy, that he was not able to bear that much weight. Lead me straight up to him, and when I am in view, cry out, here is a friend for you, Bill. Now the blind person started giving the instructions to the narrator. In his instructions he is saying कि when I means blind person, I and he is captain, we both will be in front of each other. At that time you have to cry out and you have to say, here is a friend for you, Bill. Bill is captain. It means the narrator has to tell to the captain that I have brought your friend. If you don't, I will do this. Means if you will not say this, I will do. And with that he gave me a twitch. By saying this, he gave another twist or turn to the boy's hand that I thought would have made me faint. He gave the twist in such a way that the boy was feeling faint. Between this and that, I was so utterly terrified. Utterly means was not able to speak anything and got frightened of the blind beggar that I forgot my terror of the captain. Terror means fear. The boy has forgotten everything about the captain. Now he was getting afraid from the blind person only. As I opened the parlor door, cried out the words he had ordered me in a trembling voice, and he did the same as it was ordered by the blind person. The poor captain raised his eyes after listening these words. The poor captain, poor why used? Because he was not so strong, he was weak. He raised his eyes, and at once all colors went out of his face. Went out of his face means he became pale, and left him staring sober. So he became very much surprised. The expression of his face was not so much of terror. The expression which was coming on his face, that was not of fear, as of mortal sickness, and the expression showing that he was very sick. He made a movement to rise. He tried to stand up, but I do not believe he had enough force left in his body. But there was not so much strength in his body that he could stand. Now, Bill, sit where you are, said the beggar. Beggar said to the captain that you have to be there where you are. If I can't see, I can hear a finger stirring. Stirring means moving. Blind person is telling to the captain, don't think I am not able to see. If I am not able to see, I can just feel that if even if a finger moves. Business is business. Hold out your left hand. Boy, take his left hand by the wrist and bring it near to my right. Now he again started giving instructions to the narrator. Take the left hand of the captain and give it to the blind person. We both obeyed him to the letter. Letter means his wordings. And I saw him pass something. Narrator saw the person was passing something from the hollow of hand, from his hand that held his stick. Means he was giving something from his hand, from that hand in which hand he was having his stick, into the palm of the captain. From his hand he gave something to the captain, which closed upon it instantly, and instantly he closed it also. Now that is done, said the blind man. After doing this, he said, I have done my job. At the words, he suddenly left hold of me, and after doing this, he left the arm of the narrator, and with incredible accuracy and nimbleness. Nimbleness means the quality of being quick in movement. In a moment, skipped out of the parlor. He went away from the parlor into the road, whereas I still stood motionless. But the narrator was not able to think anything that what was happening. He became motionless. I could hear his stick go tap, tap, tapping into the distance. Only he was able to listen the voice of his stick. It was some time before either I or the captain seemed to gather our senses. They both were confused. The captain and the boy, they both were confused. They took some time to become conscious, but at length and about at the same moment and simultaneously means at the same time, I released his wrist, which I was still holding. The narrator was still holding the captain's hand, and he drew in his hand and looked sharply into the palm. Now they see to the palm. He had a card in his palm. In captain's hand palm there was a card. On one side of the card there was a big black spot. It was a symbol much feared by the pirates. So what was there on the card? A black spot, and it is known to the pirates. The captain knew it meant either deposition. Deposition means to remove somebody from the position, or death. The black spot has only two meanings, deposition or death. On the other side, the card bore a message, and on the other side, there were two messages. There were a message, 10 o'clock, The captain cried. After reading, the captain cried. It was written 10 o'clock. 6 hours. Only 6 hours were there. And he sprang to his feet and he jumped. Even as he did so, जैसे उसने ऐसा किया, he reeled. Reeled meaning moved in an unsteady way. He moved in an unsteady way. Put his hand to his throat. Stood swaying. Swaying means moving. For a moment, he started moving for a moment here and there, and then with a peculiar sound, peculiar means strange sound, fell from his whole height face foremost to the floor. And after making a strange sound, he fell on the floor. I ran to him at once, calling to my mother. The narrator ran to his mother to call her, but haste was all in vain. But no vain, इसका कोई फायदा नहीं था. The captain had been struck dead by thundering apoplexy. Apoplexy means the sudden loss of the ability to feel. He was dead. It is a curious thing to understand, means it was very strange to understand. For I had certainly never liked the man, because the narrator had never liked the captain. But though of late I had begun to pity him. Later on, when the captain became very much weak, then the narrator started taking pity for him. But as soon as I saw that he was dead, when he saw that the captain was dead, I burst into a flood of tears. He started crying. It was the second death I had known, and the sorrow of the first was still fresh in my heart. So the narrator is saying that still my father's death, my father's death has given me sorrow. It was still fresh in my mind, but I have to bear the second death.